Got it. Maybe.
Fusion.
And welcome back. So, obviously, seeing from the video, you'll notice that there was an idea of combining the AR out of the Modulus Hamp Mega Blaster thing and a Big Shock. So this isn't actually my idea. I came across this from someone on my Instagram that I follow known as Stonefield Armory. Now, Stonefield Armory, he has already done some really, really cool work. If you don't know him, go check him out over on his Instagram. He's got some really cool ideas. I really like his paint job and his cosmetic work that he does. He does some pretty cool stuff. So when I saw this cool QuadShock blaster, I knew I had to get started on it because he showed some footage and I just instantly said, this is cool. So if you follow me over on my Twitch, you would have been here and checked it out. I've already gotten pretty far on this mod. Now, I did have some people who were interested. They were asking me about some of the images that I posted over on my Instagram as well, following along with some of what I found from Stonefield Armory. He actually joined me on the stream, which was really cool. He kind of gave me some pointers. And this is essentially the gist of the blaster. So this does, and this is actually currently just friction fit into place. Not a whole lot to it, actually. And when I talked with Stonefield Armory about it, it's essentially you're just making a cut down the barrel of the Big Shock, and you notch right here on the end where originally the AR was located, just so that way you have access to the plunger. On the AR blaster for this 4-shot Mega, if you take out all the screws, you can actually pry this open enough to actually get the 4-shot AR out, which is fairly easy. Then it's a lot of hacking. You have to literally cut off the bottom section where the plunger tube is located, where this handle right here is actually located. And once you start cutting, it's going to be slow. I wouldn't say go too crazy. You can literally just cut straight along this line, and that usually gets you right into the ballpark of what you need to do. From here, you can tell this is a very unique styled AR system. Like, the entryway to this AR is not simple. It's not going to be a straight shot into this. But my plan is when I talked with Stonefield Armory about it, he mentioned that he wasn't getting as good a performance. It's not, the plunger tube for this is not the biggest. It's definitely not as large as the Hamp. So there's going to be some performance potential loss. And I'm trying to see about reducing that as much as possible by plugging up some of this dead space right in here with epoxy putty. And that way there's a little bit more of a nicer transition that goes into this section right in here for the airway. And I actually went a little bit further when I talked with Nathan at Stonefield Armory. He explained to me that he actually just made a square donut that would just kind of wrap this entire opening right here, and then he would just press it down into place, trying to make sure that he doesn't have any gaps or openings in this. Now, when I was doing mine, you'll notice I have notches on the top. The notch actually lines up with this piece right here. I grooved out this little section right here. I actually started filing as well. And I mean, I went overboard. I should not have gone this far. But essentially, when I did that, I kind of created a interesting friction fit between the two parts. Fairly well, too, actually. It was surprising. Like, I can literally hold the whole blaster as one piece, and it holds it just fine. So it's trying to reduce the amount of dead space as well between this entryway and this entryway. You know, the closer we can get them, the better performance we're going to get. It's not going to be magical. It's not going to be hugely better, but it's still going to be somewhat better. Now, I'll show this image right here. Nathan did tell me while I was on stream that this thing fits into a deploy stock as a holster. He said it's almost like it was made for it. This was cool. This is a really, really cool little thing. It's utilizing so much. Now, obviously, if you look at Nathan's design, he's using a lot of cutaway parts from, looks like a Maverick and some other, you know, greebles and stuff like that to kind of dress it up. But if you look at his design, he has a really cool, has this neat, you know, hammer design on it. It looks really neat. There's a lot of detail. It does obviously require a lot more cutting and fitting and fiddling with it. What I found is that the pump grip to the hamp actually can fit fairly well over the back side of this. Now, I'm actually going to use this particular one right here. If you notice on this is the front part of the grip, actually. This is the rear. There's this nice little like lip, this tray actually. And what I found was with the Big Shock, you know, shell, kind of following a little bit of Nathan's design, we're going to try to cut the top of this off. And I saw that there was another ledge directly right here on the Big Shock. That ledge actually lines up fairly well with this ledge, which means that once it's all said and done, I can essentially have this as the back shell on this, and it'll cover up a lot of the AR. So for those of you who do want to follow along, or those who do want to try to do this mod, if you don't have a Maverick or you don't have other bits to clean this up, you can literally just use the hamp pump grip and it will slide over. There's even a nice little kind of bump or ridge right here on this section. That ridge can actually kind of come up and over this little ridge that you see on the top. It's not wide enough to get past this section. Keep that in mind. It is big enough to cover this. It's big enough to go around the grip on the Big Shock, you know, skin. So, but yeah, that's my goal, is we're going to be doing this actually. This isn't a complete build along video. Obviously, I'm trying to talk about this mostly because there was a lot of interest. A lot of people were asking questions. Nathan was giving a lot of feedback, a lot of information to me, which was really helpful to me. I am going to be trying to K26 this, so that way we can get as much power out of it as we possibly can. So that way it's not, you know, terrible on its performance. But this is something I'm going to try to finish on the stream. Anyways, I appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't yet, like I said, check me out over on Twitch. I do a lot of these mods on stream. You can come over, we can talk about it. You can ask questions along the way, and we can have a good old time, actually. And when I get the completed one up, I will try to show as much of it as I can. I'll try to get a little bit closer photos as well, and you can check out my Instagram for some of those close-up shots for those of you who are interested in building along with this. All right? Thanks for watching. Hey, if you made it this far, you're awesome. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and come check me out over on Twitch to keep up to date on my current mods I'm working on. I hope to see you there sometime.